Hi everyone, my name is Rob Simons, marketing lecturer at NHTV Breda University of Applied Science. Today I would like to talk about the communication mix. Every day the average consumer is bombarded, targeted with on an average 5,000 communication messages or advertisements. This is a whole lot of communication and most of us have become quite insensitive to most of them. But as a marketer, it is important to understand which tools are available to communicate the value of your services or products to customers and potential customers in order to, well, hopefully sell more of those. The communications mix is part of the marketing mix, which you have learned about before. The marketing mix consists of the 4Ps or 5 or 7 in the case of services, or these days it's also called the 4Cs. Basically, the communications mix is obviously a part of promotion or communication, in which you communicate with the customer about the values of your product or service. So which parts are there to your communication mix? Basically, there's advertising, publicity, sponsorship, personal selling, sales promotion, and direct marketing, and I will give some examples of each of them. First up, advertising. Basically, advertising is any paid form of non-personal communication about products, services, ideas, or organizations in the mass media. So television ads, a good example of advertising. Another form of advertising, of course, is print media. Here is an example of magazines, newspapers, etc., classical print media. But ads can also appear on websites and also in the search engines. But more about that perhaps another time when we talk about online marketing. An example of publicity. Publicity basically is your name in the newspapers or in the news or on television and mass media, but it's unpaid. Unpaid communications about the company, its products or services that are broadcast or published in the news media, but for which media time or space has not been purchased. So you do not pay for this. And usually there's a public relations department in a big company who is charged with the responsibility to take care of generating publicity through press releases or other forms of communications towards the media. A form of publicity is sponsorship. Basically, this means that that a company pays a sport, an athlete, or somebody who does something in the music or other artistic endeavors, a certain amount of money, or sponsors them in kind, which means with materials or with facilities, in order to hopefully generate publicity from that people see that athlete perform a certain world record perhaps, or a certain sport, a certain activity, and that the media picks up on that and that your brand is associated with that athlete and that performance. Another example of the communication mix, another element of the communication mix, is personal selling. So here you have a salesperson who has the ability to directly, in an oral conversation, discuss the pros and cons of a certain purchase. Yeah, so personal selling means the oral presentation to a potential buyer with the ultimate objective of selling a product or service. Any objections that come up can directly be addressed, and also the non-verbal communication, the body language, can easily be read, because usually in personal selling it's a direct one-on-one relationship and one-on-one discussion. Another element of the promotion mix is sales promotion. And this is an interesting one, the one that you will see most often. Sales promotions create a temporary shift in the price-value relationship of a product or service. So this can be through a limited time price discount or by enhancing the value. And this is obviously intended to enhance the sales on a short run, to advertise your spinach. But another example which you may be more familiar with is the sales promotions that they have at clothing stores 4 times a year or more. Yeah, so making sure that the price value, so what you pay for the products or services and what you get, is shifted so that you have the perception that it is a better deal. And in that better deal, hopefully you will purchase it more quickly. It can also be that you have a value pack, so that the price is the same but you get more, or that you get a gift with a purchase, so that the price value relationship of a product or service, that this is temporarily changed. Another element of the communication mix is direct marketing. It's a two-way process of marketing communication through which companies interact directly with customers to exchange information and sell products. And usually this is also called direct response marketing, because the idea is that the response is measurable and the customer can directly react. On the screen you see a lady with a headset, which is meant to symbolize the call centers. They will call you up and try to sell you something on the phone. There's a direct response, it's direct marketing, one-on-one, not in the mass media, and you respond directly. Another example of that could be a direct mail. Yeah, so you get something in the post addressed to your name specifically. There's a code perhaps which you can enter on a website, and they can measure the response. So basically, what did we talk about? The communication mix, which elements were there? There's advertising, publicity, sponsorship, personal selling, sales promotion, and direct marketing. These are the main forms available in the communication mix.